Kalidou Koulibaly believes Chelsea can win the Premier League. Kalidou Koulibaly has recently returned to Chelsea training, which can be seen as nothing other than a massive boost for the Blues. The Senegal's centre-back is important to Graham Potter's side, and he actually believes the team as a whole is strong enough to challenge for this season's Premier League title. It's a claim that many Chelsea fans may not fully believe, but will be delighted at least to hear someone in the team thinks it's possible. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, Kalidou Koulibaly has recently stated in an interview that he believes Chelsea are capable of winning the Premier League title. Speaking recently, Koulibaly had this to say about the possible chances of the Blues lifting England's most illustrious prize. "We can win the Premier League this season. I want to make history. I arrive with a coach who wanted me at all costs, and then he leaves. Both Tuchel and Potter play with 3 defences. I was used to a 4 with Napoli. But you never stop learning." Chelsea are currently 6th in the league, 10 points off league leaders Arsenal, who they do face at the weekend. It will be interesting to see where the Blues end up come the season's end, and while it may not end up being a Premier League title on the horizon, at least there is belief inside the camp. Chelsea will make a contract offer to N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante's future is up in the air, but that is said to be down to the length of the contract he wants at Chelsea, and not the club's unwillingness to offer him one. The club are not prepared to sanction a long-term contract offer for the French midfielder due to his age and injury record, but a long-term deal is what Kante is ideally looking for. Chelsea will make offers for Kante in the coming weeks, but they may not be big offers, and Kante may have to take a massive pay cut. According to Matt Law of The Telegraph, Chelsea are likely to offer N'Golo Kante new deals in the coming weeks, but the only way he gets close to what he wants would be to take a pay cut. Kante wants close to a 4-year deal, but on his current wage and the factors of age and injury records, Chelsea deem that unreasonable. If the French midfielder wants to stay at the club, he will have to take a pay cut to get the length of time and value for his contract overall. The player will have offers from other clubs in January to sign in the summer on a pre-contract, and with clubs like Barcelona and Juventus interested, may decide a move is good for him. One to keep an eye on for Chelsea and N'Golo Kante. Chelsea make Jude Bellingham a top target for next summer. Chelsea are on the hunt for a new midfielder, and Jude Bellingham is currently one of the best to walk the planet. At the age of 19, Bellingham is taking the world by storm, and is wanted by the best clubs around the world. Borussia Dortmund must feel like eventually their English wonderkid will want to return to his home country, and Chelsea are hopeful he will come to them when he does. The Blues are heavily interested in the midfielder. According to Sport Bild in Germany, Chelsea have made Jude Bellingham a top target for next summer's transfer window, as they look to sign 2 world-class midfielders to fill the void in midfield. Bellingham is expected to leave Dortmund next summer, and has a whole host of clubs chasing his signature, specifically in England. Real Madrid are also interested, but Chelsea are keen of making Jude Bellingham the new star at Stamford Bridge, despite the money it may take to make the transfer happen. Dortmund are set to put a valuation of around £150 million on Bellingham, but Chelsea do not seem to be put off by that price tag. The club believe they can put together a financial package that would entice both Dortmund and the player. The Bellingham saga will be the story of next summer, and Chelsea are keen to write their own chapter in that book. Thomas Tuchel still suffering after Chelsea sacking. The sacking of Thomas Tuchel was largely felt as one of the most shocking and premature sackings in recent years in football, and the former Chelsea manager is still feeling the effects. Tuchel was convinced he would be given time to turn around the situation and build a team at Chelsea that was capable of winning under the new regime, but he was not afforded anywhere near enough time to do so. The German manager does not want to return to management just yet, as he processes what happened at Chelsea. According to Fabrizio Romano, Thomas Tuchel is still feeling the effects of the sacking from Chelsea, and that is why he hasn't returned to a new management job as of yet. Thomas Tuchel is suffering with this Chelsea situation. He wanted to continue, he wanted to fight for his players, to fight for his club. He wasn't expected to be fired at that point of the season. He's still suffering. There have been clubs interested in bringing Tuchel to their club since his sacking, but he is not ready to return as of yet, as he deals with the situation. Many felt there was enough credit in the bank for Tuchel at Chelsea, and he may have felt that way himself. Graham Potter will have to prove himself from here on out, but will be mindful of how the regime he works under treated a Champions League winning manager. Armando Broja wants a Chelsea future to learn from the best. Graham Potter took over Chelsea carrying the expectation from the new administration to take more risks with his squad, and it's fair to say that he has done just that. Consistent rotation almost every other game has been working quite well for the Blues so far, with only last weekend's defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion the mar on Potter's early record. One of the players who has been handed some valuable minutes is Armando Broja. The 21-year-old has made 14 appearances across both the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League and appears to be finally settling down in West London. The Chelsea Academy product spent a successful 2021-22 season on loan to Southampton and was rewarded with a new professional contract on his return in the summer. The deal, and its promise of a future in blue, are more than enough to keep the Albania international motivated, as he explained what it meant when he addressed the media ahead of Chelsea's fixture against Dinamo Zagreb tomorrow. "I see it as a massive opportunity for me and my family," Broja said. "This is my boyhood club. I want to keep trying to improve as a person and player. There is not many better clubs to learn than at Chelsea. Working alongside the likes of Raheem Sterling and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will only provide the best guidance for a young striker like Broja, and with a contract running until 2028, there looks to be plenty of time." Chelsea want to sign RB Leipzig defender Josko Gvardiol next summer. The search for a Thiago Silva replacement is definitely something Chelsea have not giving up on, and Josko Gvardiol seems to be the man they feel is the adequate replacement. Chelsea failed with a late bid for Gvardiol in the summer, but have stayed vigilant on his situation and believe they can land him next summer. It will take a hefty price, but Todd Boehly is ready to invest. Gvardiol is one of the most highly sought-after defenders in the world, and the Croatian would improve Chelsea significantly. According to Simon Phillips, Chelsea are targeting RB Leipzig defender Josko Gvardiol for next summer, as they look to sign a defender to replace the iconic Thiago Silva at the back. Silva is 39 next year, and Chelsea believe now is an adequate time to look for a replacement for the Brazilian. Gvardiol is not a new target, and has been admired by the club for a long time. Chelsea are already doing business with RB Leipzig with Christopher Nkunku, and there have been reports that Josko Gvardiol's negotiations are also ongoing in the background. Chelsea also have interest in a man that hasn't even played for the club yet in Benjamin Sesko, so Chelsea could really look to raid the German club in the coming months. Gvardiol looks like a deal that could happen, and it's certainly one to keep an eye on.